are live. We are live. Welcome to the home of college football watch parties, to college football's peek around the corner with your host, Greg Flugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our channel. Smash the like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. If you want to donate to this college football rebel outpost with a donation, hit the $ where you make a comment, and I will get to your super chat as quick as I possibly can. Everybody, welcome into the studio that sits on the very corner of Keith Jackson Parkway and Kurt Gowdy Avenue. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to be a legend with your comments in the chat room and with your phone calls. Post-game, UNLV versus Boise State for the Mountain West Conference Championship. And by the way, the winner of this conference championship game is going to the playoffs. The expanded 12-team playoffs. I think this is awesome. I think this is beautiful. I think this is the greatest college football season of my lifetime. And the main reason is because of the 12-team playoff. The winner of this game not only is going to the playoffs, but if Boise State wins, and if the Boise State Broncos win convincingly, they're probably going to get a first round bye. They're not even going to be playing on December 20th or December 21st. By the way, I do have a little bit of nugget of information I'm going to provide to you all right now, right here at the beginning of our watch party. By the way, it's Jacksonville State 7, Western Kentucky 3, and I didn't know that Tyler Huff was going to play. In fact, he had a 73-yard run already in this game, the quarterback of Jacksonville State. So it's 7-3 Jacksonville State. There was questions about Tyler Huff, and he's playing. And he ran 73 yards on a nicked up knee. 73. Now, there's a really good chance. This is not my nugget of information. I'm going to give you my nugget of information here shortly. It's about the playoffs. There's a very good chance, an excellent chance, that at least one of these coaches for Western Kentucky and Jacksonville State will be coaching somewhere else in 2025. Rich Rodriguez, we've had him as the number one on our West Virginia hot board since Neil Brown left. And I thought internally it was crazy for me to put him at number one, but this is what we were being told by the money purchase. And it is the money purchase that is pushing for Rich Rodriguez to become the new head coach of West Virginia. Reports, credible reports, saying that Rich Rodriguez is all lined up for an interview basically after this football game is over. This Conference USA championship game. And then Tyson Helton. the head coach of Western Kentucky, he is up there for the Purdue job. It's between him, Chuck Martin, Miami, Ohio's head coach, the coach that we're going to see later tonight from UNLV, and I think Jason Candle of Toledo. But Tyson Helton is on the name. He is on everyone's list. So he is going to get if he wants it, he is going to get a job in the Power 4 conference ranks sooner or later, and it could be sooner. But the chances are very high that at least one of these two head coaches in the conference championship game right now is going to be coaching somewhere else in 2025. Let me give you my piece of nugget here. No credible report yet on Gundy. Rivals is saying he's asked for more time, wants to negotiate offered terms, but wants to stay. Thank you for the super chat, Bill G. I do appreciate it. Expedition Greg, I've received maybe 8 direct messages. And these reports are coming from sources that I do not know nothing. I do not know who they are. Now it doesn't mean they're not accurate. It's just I don't know who they are. Oklahoma State Insider was one of them reporting this, and Poke something another. The Oklahoma State sources, the sites that I go on to, do not believe it's a done deal that Mike Gundy is gone. So we're going to have to wait and see. I'm waiting for I'm waiting for one credible report that he's gone. At this point in time, I do not believe it's true. We shall see. Let me do a quick let me say thank you for everybody. Then I'm going to drop a little bit of information that we believe to be true about a certain playoff time slot and who's going to fill it. Skaven Yes is in the house. Go Big Red, the Evil Badger. Oh boy, the Evil Badger is in the house. My goodness, Jeff Olson. Expedition Greg is here. Go Buckeyes. And by the way, my information is Buckeye related. Deadeye is in the house. David Capusta is in the house. AMAC, Sko, Ducky, they did Gundy dirty. Preston from Greensboro, time to scout coaches. What does that mean? What does that mean from Preston from Greensboro? Is he saying that, Tulane is playing here in 30 minutes from now? You got John Summerall, he might be somewhere different. Munkin, Army's coach, he may be somewhere different. What is Preston from Greensboro talking about? Or is he talking about Bill Belichick? We got more information on Bill Belichick in a minute. Bo Weevil must corral the Mustangs. Mr. Clemson Tiger Bo Weevil is in the house. Oklahoma State Cowboy MBM is here. He's saying he hasn't been fired yet. What happened to Gundy, Skoducky? Not a fan of the blue field. Blue field and blue uniforms should be illegal together. Bean is in the house. Thank you, Bill G, for that super chat. Thank you so very much, for your generosity. Thank you so very much. Appreciate it. Mike Gundy is now 57 years old. Humble Bumble Duck is here. Happy Friday, Greg. Let's go. And all. The Oregon Ducks. Hummus Hero is in the house. AMAC. Kerry Gold Nose is here. Yay. Yo is in the house. Hummus Hero. Xavier Wolf. College football is pain. Xavier Wolf is the most... Now, a lot of you people in the PATC family, you have your ups and your downs. You are on a roller coaster when you come into the chat room. When you come into the studio, you're either very high after a victory or you're down after a loss. You're high after a portal pickup. You're down because you just lost somebody you like in the portal. You are up, you're down, you're up, but not Xavier Wolf. Xavier Wolf is the most consistent PATC family member that we have. He always saying, look, college football is pain. And by the way, Xavier Wolf is the most accurate PATC family member for at least most of us. Crab Cakes and Football is here. USC Trojan Jose. Will this be the most watched Mountain West Conference title game? Absolutely. Absolutely. And Fox is loving every minute of it. Loving every minute of it. Mick Stevens, Horned Frog, is here. Finding a new athletic director. TCU looking for a new athletic director. Stormy Cyclone. Keep the Christmas lights burning. Appreciate your efforts. Thank you, Stormy Cyclone. I appreciate your gift. I appreciate your donation. I appreciate your support. And I appreciate the story that the Iowa State Cyclones have given us this season. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it very, very much. College football is unavoidable pain. Kerry has inspired me. Establishing a Fidelity trading account. Okay, look. This is what I want to get to. Hold on. Let me see if I can find... I was not prepared. Gonna have to fire the production team. Do I still have this saved? No, I don't. No, of course I don't. Well, okay. What day is it? Okay, so we know that there's one playoff game, right? In the first round, there's one playoff game that's going to be played December 20th on a Friday. Okay? Friday night, December 20th. Then the other three games are going to be played on December 21st. Okay? One game on Friday, 3 games on Saturday. It has been thought, I thought it, I think a lot of you people thought it, I think a lot of people were thinking it, that Friday night game, whatever game it was going to be, whatever teams was going to be, it was going to be the 5th versus the 12th seed. Anticipating that a G5 team would be the 12th seed, put that 5 and 12 game on a Friday night. You're not going to get very big views and all that. Look, don't put this down on pen. Don't write this down on pen. But we have been told that Peek Around the Corner, get this, I shouldn't even say this because it's going to cause a lot of commotion. There is chatter behind the curtain. Behind the curtain, this is not, don't yell at me. Oh, I'm going to get yelled at. I'm going to get yelled at by some members of the PATC family. We have been told to keep an eye out for the 8 and 9 game being played on Friday night. Ohio State versus Tennessee at the Shoe on a Friday night. On a Friday night. The Buckeyes at home on a Friday night. I have been told from somebody I trust that is the chalk. So, nothing official. The game is not even official. Ohio State versus Tennessee is not even official. The Buckeyes having a home game is not even official. Nothing is official. But this is college football peek around the corner. Hold on. Not only that Friday, look for people to start predicting that to be the game. I got a feeling that ESPN allegedly, this could be wrong, allegedly. So anybody watching this who's looking to sue me, allegedly, possibly, maybe, could be, they are, maybe, possibly, ESPN is leaking this. Or maybe not. But anyways, just keep your eye on that. Don't, if it doesn't happen, you can pin me with the L. Absolutely pin me with the L. But, I think it's going to happen. Friday night, the Buckeyes, they're going to be pissed. Woo. Anyways, I'm getting in trouble with another fan base. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Greg, watching my Mountaineers. No problem. I don't know what this is. 4 p.m. TNT campus site. What is Friday night's game? What channel is the Friday night game? What's the December 20th game on? What channel? Do you know, Bean? ABC, ESPN? I think that one's going to be in Ohio. I think that's going to be the Buckeye-Tennessee game. But anyways, I'm opening myself up for a big L. But I was shook when I was told that. And I pushed back on it. And somebody pushed on me. Okay. Here we go. Let's get to some news before we get to the Broncos-Rebels game. We got to get to some news here. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. Mendenhall, Utah State, expected to hire Bronco Mendenhall as their new head coach. Utah State, man, they had a proud football program, but they have hit rock bottom as of late. Not even competitive in their losses. Not competitive at all. And after next year, they're going to go into the new Pac-12. They're making a hire Bronco Mendenhall. This is the freshman, the true freshman All-American team. Jeremiah Smith, yes, of course. DJ Legway. I did not predict Legway to be the true freshman All-American quarterback. I did not think he was going to get the playing time, but injuries, Mertz get going down early. I had Dylan Raiola being the All-American quarterback at the beginning of the year. He was my prediction. But you know what? This is correct. As much as I love Dylan Raiola's future, and I do, I believe Dylan Raiola is going to bring back the Cornhuskers. If you look at their season, if you look at their statistics, if you look how they went down the stretch, Legway is the correct dude, in my opinion, for the true freshman All-American. Louisville Isaac Brown is an absolute stone cold lock. Louisiana Monroe Hardy, Ryan Williams, of course, Cam Coleman, Williams, and Jeremiah Smith. Boy, those three guys did not disappoint. Those three did not disappoint. Holy smokes. Jordan Seaton, offensive lineman of Colorado, and Cash Cleveland, offensive lineman at Colorado. The Buffaloes have got two true freshmen All-Americans on the O-line. Holy smokes. You got Knapp of Notre Dame. They needed him, and he came through as a true freshman. You've got Mercer from North Texas. You've got Thompson, and you've got Durham, LSU. On the defensive side, with Dylan Stewart, the edge rusher. Mr. Gamecock. Colin Simmons, Texas. You've got ourselves a G5, Kyron Duhan from Utah. Jaden Jackson, Oklahoma. Sammy Brown, Clemson. Simeon Coleman, Cincinnati. True freshman linebacker, All-American. Big 12 country, Cincinnati. And you've got three cornerbacks from Auburn, Oklahoma, Miami, Federique, Crawford, Bowen. You've got the Golden Gopher Pirich we've talked about a lot. And you got KJ Bolden, Georgia. Not a surprise there, KJ Bolden, Georgia, true freshman All-American. Now, we've been talking about the Gundy situation. Jacksonville State 14, Western Kentucky 3. And Jacksonville State's got the ball again. We might be looking at a blowout here. Again, welcome to PATC Watch Party. We're going to be doing UNLV Boise State kickoff in about 15 minutes from now. The source tells on 3 Sports that Oklahoma State offered Mike Gundy a reduced contract that would come with assurances he would go all in on NIL. The dollars saved on his contract would be put towards NIL revenue sharing. If Gundy does not agree, Oklahoma State will terminate his existing deal and launch a head coaching search. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. This news broke a few hours ago, and it is all over the place on social media. There is a credible report out there that says Gundy has asked for more time. I'm wondering, complete speculation on my part, I'm wondering if Gundy is got his agent making some phone calls, seeing if there's a coaching position out there. What is out there for Gundy? Could he hop into the West Virginia search? Could he hop into the UCF search? Instead of taking this deal, I don't know. That's speculation on my part. I do not blame Oklahoma State for doing this. Everybody's looking for a little bit more money. You did not win the conference game. I do not blame the Oklahoma State leadership in doing this. And I don't blame Mike Gundy for trying to stall this a little bit. Right? Expedition Greg says he has a 5 p.m. deadline. 5 p.m. What? Tomorrow 5 p.m.? Let me know what that means. 5 p.m. Expedition Greg. And then we go to Bill Belichick. We talked about it yesterday on our live show. Per sources, Ali Conley, credible. Per sources, I'm told Bill Belichick's negotiations with North Carolina included guaranteed that Stephen Belichick would be named the school's head coach in waiting. UNC is open to that guarantee. Discussions are not a bid to gain leverage for NFL offers. Bill Belichick is open to the move. This is what we talked about yesterday. We were told this is serious. This is not smoke. Any potential staff would include Pat Patricia, Ben McDaniels, Texas passing game coordinator and brother of Josh McDaniels, as well as sitting college general manager who would handle general operations, NIL, recruiting, etc. Brian Murphy of WRAL in North Carolina, very good reporter, credible reporter, has also reported that these talks have been going on for a month. So these talks have been going on for a while between Bill Belichick, North Carolina, and I'm telling you, by hook or by crook, 2025 is going to be the year of Bubba. We're going to be talking about Bubba Cunningham a lot this year. Wisconsin hires a new offensive coordinator, Jeff Grimes. He's going from Kansas to Wisconsin. The Jayhawk fans are happy. And now the Badger fans are depressed once again. The Kansas Jayhawk fan base has convinced the Badgers fan base that they just got the bad end of the deal. We'll see what happens in 2025. I tell you, Wisconsin is suffering major portal damage right now. Major portal damage. So we got to keep an eye on the Badgers. We got to keep an eye on the evil Badgers in the PATC family, like Jeff Olson and Ryan Willie. Some good news. Georgia Tech has agreed to a new 5-year contract with Coach Brent Key that extends him through the 2029 season. That gives Key 2 additional years and includes a significant pay raise. The deal takes him from the bottom range of the ACC at $2.9 million and is expected to put him in the middle tier. He's 18-15 overall, led Georgia Tech to back-to-back bowl games for the first time in a decade. Good news for Georgia Tech. Good news for Georgia Tech. Jeff Olson is not happy with the new offensive coordinator. He's not happy with it. He is definitely not happy with it. Jeff Grimes goes from Kansas to Wisconsin, and Stormy Cyclone is absolutely correct. Wisconsin's schedule is a gauntlet next year. One more piece of news I want to bring up before we start talking Mountain West Conference Championship. Greg Woods, Washington State is putting together a package to try and keep quarterback John Mateer. in Pullman, Coach Jake Tiekert said, also in here, Washington State OC and DC interviews coming up. Remember, they lost their offensive coordinator. He went to Oklahoma. Potential number of Cougs to hit the portal and more. So Washington State is trying to do all they can to keep their John Mateer, the real Johnny Football. If you haven't watched him play, well, let me say this. No, I hope for the Cougars' sake, for Washington State, they're able to keep him. But if this guy goes in the portal, there's going to be heavy interest. There's going to be lots of money on the table for John Mateer. He's got one more year. And look, Washington State, look at the situation they're in. They just lost their offensive coordinator. They're going to have to start all over at Washington State. So the pull of the money, going to a new spot, getting more exposure, going somewhere in the Big 12, in the ACC, maybe even the Big 10, maybe even the SEC, whatever. One of the stories that we are going to watch closely is what happens to Johnny Football, the real Johnny Football, John Mateer. So we got to keep an eye on that, everybody. Keep an eye on that. Preston from Greensboro, appreciate the updates. Well, I'm happy to give them to you. We do this all day long. We're always talking to people. We're always looking at reports. I'm glad to do this for you. I appreciate your support, Preston from Greensboro. And there's going to be a lot of updates in regards to Chapel Hill in 2025. I got a feeling that North Carolina Chapel Hill could be, possibly be, will be the epicenter of the drama that unfolds in 2025. As you know, if you've been watching, you got two people standing on the stage in the Holy Smokes Theater in a new drama that just opened up a couple of nights ago, the invasion of private equity. Bubba Cunningham is on the left. On the right is Brett Yormark. So everybody keep an eye out for that. We're going to be watching the Holy Smokes Theater very closely. We'll have more reports hopefully soon. Thank you, Preston from Greensboro. Appreciate it. Okay. Appreciate your super chat so very much. My prof, some people can't be consistent among conference scenarios. Some say if a team loses their conference title game, they shouldn't lose their spot. But if SMU loses, then they should lose theirs. Yes, people are being inconsistent. I agree with that. I am of the opinion, because of things that we here at Peek Around the Corner reported on September 9th, that there is a very good chance that they're going to take a lot of the decision making out of the committee's hands, and we're probably going to go to a more automatic qualifier situation like the NFL. Like a 3-3-2-2, something like that. So, and then your conference champion, the loser of your conference championship game, is still going to be going to the playoffs, regardless if they lose. I think these conferences are going to secure the value of their conference championship game, and they're going to secure the loser of that championship game. I believe that is where we're headed. Okay, one more announcement before we get to UNLV and the Boise State Broncos. Hold on. There's a lot of things going on. Lots of stuff going on. Tonight. So we have got a Mountain West Conference Championship game. The winner's going to the playoffs. Sorry, Tulane. Sorry, Army. UNLV is rated number 20th in the nation. If UNLV wins this game, they're going to the playoffs. And if UNLV beats the brakes off of Boise State, UNLV, the Mountain West Conference Commissioner, you've already heard Gloria Navarez say this, if UNLV wins, they believe UNLV should get the bye over the Big 12 champion. Or the ACC champion, if it's Clemson. We'll get to that when we have to. But I just want to put that out there. The winner of this game is going to the playoffs. It is 8 o'clock Eastern right now. At 8:40 Eastern, 7:40 Central, I am going to have to scoot out of the studio and pick up the little general. She's working a night shift at the hospital, and then I'm going to be coming back probably right when the second half starts. So, 40 minutes into tonight's game, I'm going to have to leave the studio. Now we're going to leave everything on, remain in the chat, whatever you need to do, throw elbows at each other, but be polite when you're throwing them. Talk about the football game, and I'll be back right when the second half starts. Tomorrow, Saturday, Championship Saturday. I'm going to be on for a little bit in the morning. We're going to be watching these games going on. And then again, I'm going to have to leave the studio. We're going to close down that live stream. And then right at about 4 o'clock Eastern, maybe a couple minutes late, we're going to be able to start the live stream watch party of Texas versus Georgia, the Bulldogs, the Longhorns and the Bulldogs. And we are going to do the SEC watch party. And then that is going to go into the ACC and the Big Ten. And we are going to stay on the air for all of it. 4 o'clock Eastern time until 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Whenever you guys are done with your phone calls, whenever you guys are done celebrating, whenever you guys and gals are done crying, that is when we'll go off the air. So tomorrow, we're going to come on, 12 noon, whatever. We'll just talk football, watching the other conference championship games. But then from the SEC game, and we're going to be a couple minutes late. So there's going to be, maybe not. You know how those kickouts are delayed. The start of the SEC Conference Championship game until whenever, we're going to be live tomorrow, Saturday. But tonight at 8:40 Eastern Time, 7:40, I'm going to have to head out real quick, come back as quick as I can, and I'll sit back in this chair, and then we'll watch the second half of this incredibly important, unbelievably important UNLV Boise State. This is a big night for the Mountain West Conference. Now, the Mountain West Conference is going to change, right? Right now, the Mountain West Conference in 2026 is going to lose Boise State. As of right now, Haj Malik Williams the quarterback of UNLV. Can he do it? 768 rushing yards this season. Wow. Wow. Go Black 45. If UNL wins, I think they deserve to buy over the Big 12. They beat 2 of them this year. Jeff Morgan, tonight I'm a Rebel fan. Xavier Wolf, the Mustangs, SMU ain't losing. So Gundy turned down the restructured contract. I have not seen confirmation of that. If somebody has it, let me know. Somebody has that, let me know. The Bronco fans are out in force. Home game. You're a Boise State fan. You are a UNLV fan. You have been waiting for the opportunity to represent your university. You have this opportunity to go to the college football playoffs. Really? It's happening. This is so much better than how it used to be for all of our lives. People can now dream. Outside of the top 6, 7, 8 brands, now we can dream. But UNLV needs to win this game. Boise State needs to win this game. Their playoff begins tonight. Tonight. Dare to dream. Oh, yeah. Good point, Jeff. Dare to dream. Dare to get your heart broken. We said it at the beginning of the season. There's going to be more hearts broken this year than any other year. Because there's so many more fan bases that are this close from the playoffs, and they're not going to get in. Miami, BYU, look what South Carolina fans have gone through. Colorado fans. And now one of these 2 teams, their fan base, that close from a dream, the impossible dream, and it ain't quite going to happen. And then the team that does it. If Boise State wins this game, what's going to happen in Boise tonight? What's going to happen in Boise? Did you read the comment? Did you all read the comment from Haj Malik Williams, the starting quarterback of UNLV? He said, I don't even know where Boise is. I couldn't even point it out on a map. Wow. Wow. So the elbows are being thrown pretty soon here. The helmets are going to be clashing. Thank you for joining us here at Peek Around the Corner. Watch Party, UNLV, Boise State. Go Army. Absolutely. No disrespect. No disrespect to Tulane. But go Army. Beat the Green Wave. Go Black 45. If West Virginia hires Gundy, they're not serious about college football. I don't. There are West Virginia fans that think this might happen, and I don't think there's speculation. Look at those NFL quarterback coached by Tyson Helton, Joe Webb, Mike White, Sam Darnold, Tyson Helton is going to be a coach in a Power 4 conference program if not this year, soon. Tyson Helton. Anyways, Barry Oldham on the sidelines. This is going to be his last game at UNLV. Mike Gundy, no question, has got his agent calling up Ren Baker and saying, could we get an interview? But what can happen here? No question about it. But as you all know, I think the boosters have made it known to the powers that be at West Virginia that Rich Rodriguez needs run back by UNLV. UNLV will start the game out. That Rich Rodriguez needs a full hearing, Now, he's already interviewed, I believe, or set up for an interview. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Rich Rodriguez is number one on the PATC hat board. He has been from the beginning. I know Boise's in Idaho. We know that. Just talking about Malik Williams. Tulane will probably win. I think SMU is feeling great, Will J. Feeling great about this situation. Oh! Williams! First down! He duked that guy. He made a cutback. Woo! Okay. We see you, young man. We see you, Williams. That's a first down. Okay. Williams, another first down, or close to it. All right. Okay. Malik Williams has got his juices flowing early in the opening drive. UNLV at their 46-yard line. My goodness. Couple yards run. Wow. Mr. Thomas. Now, Mr. Thomas has been blazing hot the second half of the season. Jaden Thomas has been on fire. Williams back to pass, dumps it off. Complete. Again, I might be a few seconds behind you guys. No doubt that I am. Just put down your comments down in real time. That is Ricky White. Now, Ricky White is an absolute superstar. If you haven't seen Ricky White play, my goodness. Ricky White. Now, he's not just going to catch it. He's going to do some jet sweeps. They're going to give number 11 the ball. Boy, oh boy, we've got some superstars out on that field. We've got some guys. I agree with Humble Bumble Duck. Boise quarterback is the absolute key to this game. Maddox Madsen, he doesn't have to complete that many passes, but he's got to complete a high percentage of them. He's got to keep the linebackers off the line of scrimmage. They're going to have to do some RPOs. He's going to have to hit some slant passes. Maddox Madsen has to produce just enough. Williams back to pass. He's getting rushed. Sacked! Oh my goodness. That's like a 50-yard sack or something. Oh my goodness. UNLV's going to have to punt it. 20-yard sack. Williams goes down. Williams goes down. Wow. Oh my God. Oh my God. UNLV punting the ball. Okay. Here comes Boise State. Here comes Ashton Genty. The man, the myth, the legend. Everything is out in front of him. Everything. Boise State, considered one of the favorites to go to the playoffs at the beginning of the year. One of the top 5 favorites. Can't find it anyway. So, huge loss on the sack. Yep. Good news for Kansas. Jalen Daniels is coming back for his last season for the Jayhawks. First reported by Pete Thamel. Same Rich Rodriguez. Yep. And he's got the support of some big boosters. As we reported 15 minutes after Neil Brown was officially fired, we came on live and we said Rich Rodriguez is the number 1. We'll see what happens. We'll see if they can make a deal done. We'll see if Rich Rodriguez can, go through the negotiations and get it done. How you doing, Nathan? Appreciate it. Taytown Hawk is in the house. Very happy that Mr. Daniels is coming back, the quarterback of Kansas. Had a rough start of the season. Still 14-3, Jacksonville State. Every time I look up, they've got the football. So in about 20 minutes from now, I'm going to be leaving the studio for a little bit to go pick up the little general. I will be coming back. We're going to let the live stream continue. Please watch the game among yourselves. Put your comments in the chat room in real time. And please behave yourselves, because if you don't, I can get in trouble with YouTube. Yes, the little general, the moderator, the one who rules with an iron fist. My wife of 22 years. Here we go. Oh! Oh! Oh, Ashton Genty. A big run. Holy smokes.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Wow. Mr. Genty, so we see you, man. We see you. The Mountain West Conference Championship game, Genty starts it off with a beautiful run, breaking tackles. Madsen throws it out to the flat. Good play by the receiver, got about 8 yards. An 8-yard gain is going to be 2nd and 2. Cameron Camper got 7 yards. Camper got 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 3. Yes, I have, Nathan. And we've talked. Oh! Ooh. He didn't break it. Boy, he looks. Oh, boy. Ashton Genty has been a little nicked up. He's been a little nicked up here. Last few weeks of the season. He looks fresh. His legs look fresh. Did you see that cut that he made on that? It was a good tackle, though. Very good tackle. It's short now. What are we at? 3rd and 1. 3rd and less than 1. 3rd and less than 1. And Madsen is going to do a quarterback sneak. First down, Boise State. Please don't, Will J. Please don't. Please don't. Everybody behave themselves. Take us on the dash cam. Watch out for a very quick decision on the OC for Kansas. I'm betting either Lubick from Nevada or internal hire Zimbrowski both work together at KU. I believe that Zimbrowski also worked at Minnesota as a quarterback coach. Tate Town Hawk. I might be wrong, but I think that is the same Zimbrowski. Same one. Who is winning the Heisman? Travis Hunter. Ashton Genty is going to come in second. And then I think it's going to be Dylan Gabriel. Cam Ward should be up there, but don't look like he's getting enough respect. Oh, big tackle for loss. It was 2nd and 5. Genty got crushed. It's going to be 3rd and long. Okay, Matt Maddox. This is it right here now. Maddox Madsen, he's got to make the play. Right? This is where you got to make a play. 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7. First drive. First quarter. The Mountain West Conference Championship game. You've got Trips right. He's looking right. He's going left. He's going left. It was right there and it was dropped. Dropped. Again, it's windy, a little cold out there. It was dropped. The pass got away a little bit, but it should have been caught. Now Boise State's probably going to have to punt it away. Yes, they are. They're punting it at the 45-yard line of UNLV. UNLV will start their second possession of the game at their own 8-yard line. The Rebels, 0-0. Concessions stands inside the Holy Smokes Theater. We do not have cheeseburgers. We only have the melted cheese for your nacho chips. That's all that we sell inside the Holy Smokes Theater. Tulane botches a field goal attempt. Army gets the stop. Jacksonville State still dominating the Conference USA football game. They're up big. It's an absolute blowout. Rich Rodriguez looking to win the conference championship game. No, I've answered that question before, Bean. Nope. Heisman Trophy, December 14th. Let's see if there's any reports out there. We're going to get a lot of confirmation. We're going to get a lot of confirmation of bowl games tomorrow. Now, they're really become official on Sunday, early Sunday. But we are going to hear a lot of them tomorrow, Saturday. The winner of this game, of all the complaining that is going on, all the bickering of how the playoffs are formatted, I have been a believer, a supporter in the best G5 team to get to the playoffs. I think it helps the entire college football landscape. This is a beautiful night. This is a beautiful game. This is a beautiful moment. UNLV, Boise State, in my humble opinion. KU, Minnesota have some coaching connections. Yeah, and it goes back to Glenn Mason, doesn't it? PJ and Leipold have the same agent. Yes, they do. Go Black 45 doesn't like sharing the spotlight or the money with the G5 institutions. Nothing there for UNLV. It's going to be 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Second and 11. My bad. Broke. Oh, fumble! UNLV gets it back. UNLV hops on it. Ricky White hops on De Jesus' fumble. My goodness. That could have been an absolute tragedy for the UNLV Rebels, but they got it back. Ricky White hopped on it. Wow. A lot of signs are pointing to Michigan in the Outback Bowl. Yes. I don't know about the Florida part. That might be right, Bean. That might be absolutely right. But a lot of signs are pointing Michigan to the Outback Bowl. I thought it was going to be Iowa, but West Virginia, Memphis is official. There we go. UNLV is going to start, Boise State's going to start their second possession at their 45-yard line. The Minnesota Golden Gophers men's hockey team playing Michigan tonight, and it's 1-0 good guys. Big completion for Jacksonville State. They're routing Western Kentucky. It's an absolute rout. My goodness. Jacksonville State, second year in FBS. Second year in Conference USA, and they're about to win the championship. Long ways to go, but it's an absolute rout so far. Absolute rout. So, so far, Madsen is 2 of 3, 12 yards. But that incomplete pass was a drop pass. It was a big play. Right in the hands of the receiver. Dropped it maybe a little high, but should have been caught. Would have been a first down. It would have been somewhere around the 30-yard line of UNLV. Boise State had to punt it. Genty, 3 carries, 18 yards. Again, this is Boise State's second possession of the game. Haj Malik Williams is 2 of 2, 14 yards. De Jesus, 1 carry for 9 yards, and he fumbled it. But Ricky White got it back for UNLV. Ricky White, 1 catch for 4 yards. No rushes. So Ricky White, number 11, has only touched the ball 1 time for UNLV. Where all eyes are on Ashton Jeanty, right? For Boise State. For UNLV, all eyes should be on Mr. White. He's only touched it once. Second and goal, Army. Thank you, Expedition Greg. Appreciate it. Army did score. Bryson Daly, 5 yards, touchdown. Go Army. Beat Tulane. Army is 10-1. Trying to win the American Athletic Conference Championship. Wow. What would have happened if Army wouldn't have scheduled Notre Dame? What if they would have just beaten another whatever team? Do you think Army would be going to the playoffs as a 12-0 team? I'm guessing probably not. I'm guessing Army would have had one really good win. Like a Power 4 good team victory to get ahead of Boise State. Here we go, 1st and 10. Madsen back to pass, going long, wide open, down the 14-yard line. First down. Beautiful pass. Right there, wide open, middle of the field. Boise State first down. They're at home. The Mountain West Conference Championship. Jacksonville State is running away with it. Conference USA. But this Mountain West, Jeanty goes down to the 9-yard line. He's getting all lathered up. Here comes Boise State. Now, most of the nation, outside of the Mountain West Conference fans, outside of Boise, most of the nation, well, I shouldn't say most of the nation. I should say ACC, Big 12 country, are rooting for UNLV to upset Boise State tonight. Because if Boise State wins this game, I think they got it. I think they're going to get that 4th seed. I have believed that for 3 or 4 weeks. I don't think you're going to get above Boise State. And I'm talking to the Big 12. If SMU wins, they would be ahead of Boise State. But I don't think the Big 12 can get ahead of Boise State if they should win this game, especially if they do it impressively. Ashton Jeanty gets stopped by UNLV. Stopped. Now it might be difficult field goal weather, right? It might be difficult here. We got a 2nd and 18. They're at the 23, handed it off. They stopped them. They stopped Jeanty. It's going to be 3rd and 18. I think the Broncos would be wise to get a few yards here. I think they should get a little closer for this field goal. This might be the time where you chase the field goal. Be conservative. Maddox back to pass. He's going long. Touchdown! What a throw! Touchdown! Latrell Caples. What a throw by Maddox Madsen. Touchdown! Holy moly. It was perfect. It was a perfect throw in the end zone. Boise State, 3rd and 18 And here I'm saying chase the field goal. Be conservative. Wow. Don't listen. Don't listen to the fat guy from Minnesota. Don't listen to the fat guy from Minnesota. Beautiful throw. Wow. Bam. 7-0. My goodness. Okay, guys, I'm going to take off. I'm going to take that. We'll leave it at that. We will leave it at. We're going to leave that comment up on the screen because that is perfect. I'm going to leave. I will be back in as quick as I possibly can. Hopefully by at least the before the first half ends. If not, I will be here by the start of the second half. I do apologize. This is the only way we could do a live watch party. We were going to do one tonight, no matter what. This is the only way we could pull it off. I will be back as soon as I possibly can. Please tell people in the chat what is going on. I will be back. I will be back as fast as I can. Enjoy the game. And please behave. All right, guys. I'll see you back in a little bit. All right, geniuses, what's going on? What is going on? I have no idea what is going on. Boise State touchdown? Is that true? What's going on? What a play, Jamie Thornton? What a play, Jamie Thornton. Jacksonville State is going to be your Conference USA champion. Holy smokes, what a blowout. Okay. Boise State 14-0.
Oh my God.
Believe it or not, the little general was ready for me to pick her up. Unbelievable. I hope she's ready tomorrow because I got to pick her up about 15 minutes before the kickoff of the SEC championship game. So we're going to be doing a live watch party. It's going to be called Championship Game Watch Party because we're going to be doing the SEC, then into the ACC, into the Big Ten, and we're just going to have one live stream that is going to go on for 8 hours, and then we'll take your phone calls after 8 hours of watch party, something like that. We're going to start about 4 o'clock Eastern time, a couple of minutes late. Call her a cab. Well, you know, well, I'm not going to do that. But it's cold. It's cold in Minnesota right now. It's no joke. It is very cold right now. I don't know what it is. Somebody check the temp. I'm a little cold in the studio, by the way. Yeah, you know, look, Mike Gundy has been very successful at Oklahoma State. Very successful. He hasn't quite gotten to that next level, but the Cowboys have been a great program under Mike Gundy. He survived the Boone Pickens. I mean, there was a little bit back and forth going on, a little bit, you know. There's a couple of times where it was like, Gundy, you didn't quite get the program where we thought we were going to go to, so it's not 28 degrees. 27 in Brainerd? No way. It's colder than that where I'm at here. Hold on. That's 24. It's 24. Holy smokes. It's warmed up. It's warmed up. Huh. It's 24. Okay. My bad. It feels like 24, so there's no wind chill either. Okay, now I'm all screwed up here. Hold on. It's been colder than that. It has been colder than that, but it looks like today it warmed up a bit. Okay, 14-0, Boise State. UNLV's got the ball. Williams, is that Mr. Thomas? No, it's not. It's somebody else. Kylan James with the carry. But it's a holding call. Holding on the Rebels. They're going to have to get back in this game here. Got to get some points. Got to get some points. So far, all the games today are one-sided. Jeff Olson, who lives close to me a little bit anyways, 27 in the Minneapolis suburbs. This was Gundy's first losing season since the start of his career at Ohio State. Jeff Olson will tell you it's been colder. Early this week, it was colder. Holy smokes. Ron, last year before Christmas, we had a few towns in Montana that hit minus 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow. By the way, thank you guys for staying with us here. I had to leave the studio for a bit. I appreciate you coming back or staying or whatever. 35-6, Jacksonville State. It's a rout. Good kickoff return. Good kickoff return by Western Kentucky. 35-6. My goodness. It very well could be the last game of Rich Rodriguez's career at coaching at Jacksonville State. Army's up 14-0, and they just intercepted the ball. Holy smokes. Army, can they win the American Athletic Conference Championship? Do you remember? You remember when they got the invite? When Army got the invite? As a football only to join the Mountain West Conference. And we said, a lot of us said, this is good. This is good. Army, Navy, same conference. It's not going to be a conference game. It's still going to have Army, Navy week, a week after the conference championship game. This is good. This is good for Army to get out of independence. But are they going to be able to compete? Are they going to be able to hold their own in the American Athletic Conference? Well, look what is happening. They're 11-1. Their only loss was to mighty Notre Dame, and they're up 14-0 in their conference championship game. Job well done, Army. Wow. Memphis exposed Tulane last week. Jamie Thornton. Jamie Thornton, the wide receiver. Stegna from Arkansas, who went into the portal. You and I have been talking about him. He's got some Minnesota connections. His father was a track and field coach. But now he's a track and field coach somewhere else. I can't remember. Oklahoma. Texas A&M. Texas A&M. I don't think the Gophers are going to be able to afford him. I think we are out of the running. So, yeah, the Arkansas has lost their two best receivers. I have been told the Gophers not going to have the money. Your Arkansas receiver, Stegna, is going to go for a pretty penny. How about that quarterback flip? Yeah, Arkansas got a high school recruit, big-time recruit, UCLA. Anderson's going pro. He's not coming back. Yeah, Wednesday we had those winds, and they were low winds. I mean, they were whipping down the street. Holy smokes. It was terrible. Cargill does support the University of Minnesota, but not in NIL. If these Fortune 500 companies would support NIL, the Gophers would be rolling in money, but they don't, or at least not yet. At least not yet, because we have so many Fortune 500 companies stationed in Minnesota, but they do support the University of Minnesota. They support research. Anyways. Well, we'll see, Jamie. We'll see. I just know that we can't afford the receiver that just left Arkansas. We also, the Gophers are going to be looking for a quarterback, but it ain't going to be a Max Brosmere type. It's going to be somebody who's had a few years, and he's not going to be QB1. Drake Lindsey of Arkansas, last year high school Gatorade Player of the Year from Arkansas, who the Gophers recruited. He was a true freshman this year. Minnesota has given him the bag. So Drake Lindsey is going to be QB1 for Minnesota next year as a red freshman quarterback. That is being reported. The Gophers are going to bring somebody in to compete with them, but again, it's not going to be a high-priced guy. The Gophers gave a bag of NIL to Drake Lindsey, who hasn't, unproven with live bullets. But the Gophers believe in him. Drake Lindsey, Coy Perch, the true freshman All-American safety, and Darius Taylor, the running back. All three of those guys got a boatload of money from Minnesota to stay. So how much does Minnesota have? The collectives to go get somebody in the portal? Probably not a whole hell of a lot. So the Gophers are trying to keep their players. So far, so good. So far, so good. Yeah, we're pretty happy. Yeah, I got to tell you guys something. I Jeff Olson, who's in the chat room, and I has got a good friend who works at United Healthcare. I don't want to get it too deep into it, but whatever you think about private insurance or United Healthcare or whatever, celebrating somebody getting assassinated, God almighty, this country. I hope we don't turn into assassinating CEOs that we do not like. I understand all the problems with private insurance. I get all that, but my God. And by the way, another story to it is the gentleman who was assassinated, his house is real close to here, this studio. He lives in Maple Grove, Minnesota. So, and by the way, his house was swatted before this assassination. Bomb threats. It's not cool, man. Not cool at all. Because what are we going to do? We're just going to assassinate everybody that we... It's just not cool. Not cool. Was he BTM? No. No. Never met the guy. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It's just... hopefully they find the killer. Just like any killing. Just like any murder. Healthcare companies are scrubbing their pages of higher up information. Anyways, Genty, I think, just got the ball, right? Couple yards. Boise State up 14-0 over UNLV. 14-0. 55 seconds to go in the first half. Boise State's 30 minutes away from winning the Mountain West Conference Championship and getting Jensen! Oh!
Touchdown! Touchdown! Touchdown!
Woo! We've got a blowout in Boise State. Ashton Genty. Wow. Absolute brilliance. Absolute brilliance. Again, the expanded playoffs gives us the opportunity to watch Ashton Genty go against some power conference program. My goodness. A big run. Big run. Boom! I really need convinced that Boise State should get a first round bye. Well, they're probably convincing the committee. They're on their way. I don't think there's much of a chance for them to get caught by Arizona State, Iowa State. Arizona State, Iowa State, they're going to be hoping for Clemson to beat SMU. Then the Big 12 champion can get that 4th seed in a first round bye. But I think Boise State, if they continue to dominate this game, they win this game, they're going to get the 4th seed. And if Clemson beats SMU, then Boise State's going to get the 3rd seed. The 3rd seed. Wow. Josh Payton and Brett McMurphy were smoking something this week, picking UNLV. Army's up 21-0. We got blowouts all over the place. I like how you say 3rd. I don't say my R is very good, as you all know. So sometimes I have to get really Expedition Greg. Next year, Gophers should not only retain the axe, but also bring back the pig. I can't remember the last time they did that. Cannot remember the last time they accomplished that. The big Lubbock is in the house. Texas Tech flipped a 4-star O-line from A&M and is in the running with Michigan for a 5-star O-line recruit that is flipping from Alabama. Okay. All right. Rock and Rant was smoking it too. Well, I got a question for Rock and Rant and everybody else. We're heading in we're heading in the halftime. We are heading in the halftime. Rock and Rant's going to get upset with me. Jose's going to get upset with me. Jamie Thornton is going to get upset with me. Everybody's going to get upset with me, especially Don Scruggs. Everybody is. Interception, Boise State. What's going on? What is going on? Tonight, there's been reports of a whole bunch of drones flying over New Jersey, northern New Jersey. Drones. They sound like drones. There probably are drones. They're not drones from Walmart. They're big drones. Who is flying these drones? Who is controlling these drones? Who's controlling them? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Is it some New Jersey mafia? Is it the Chinese with ships on the waters where they go to the ships? Why can't we track where they're going? We can track everything, guys. We can pick up a balloon and track where. Why can't we track where these are landing? What the bleep is going on? That's all I'm asking. Who or what? Both. Who is controlling these or what? What is going on? That's all I'm asking. I mean, we can't knock them out of the sky with jamming. We weren't able to do that over Langley in Virginia in 17 straight days in Virginia in December of 2023. So they must run on multiple different frequencies, which, by the way, that means they're highly technical. They're not small, they're big. They have all these flashing lights, so everybody's looking up at the sky and saying, well, they've got navigation lights, Greg. They've got navigation lights, Greg. That means they're not going to do anybody any harm. They're flashing their lights. They're not trying to hide. They've got navigation lights. We got nothing to worry about, right? They got navigation lights. They're big. We can't bring them down. Maybe we can shoot at them, but they're overpopulated areas, and we're kind of, sensitive about killing innocent people. At least people in New Jersey. How many days? We can't figure out. You can't even get your drone up off the ground when you're close to installations, like what's going on at the UK, United Kingdom. People, your common man and woman who's got a drone can't even get their drone off the ground because it's already all jammed up. And yet these drones are flying all over the UK. They did it Langley in December. Now they're all over New Jersey. And the Chinese, the Communist government of China is still stealing our technology for jet fighter engines because supposedly we are so far advanced of China. And yet they're the ones that are flying these drones. This being this brazen, I don't know what's going on. Who are they able to? Bigger drones have anti-drone jammers. Yeah, military drones. Shoot them down then. Shoot one of these down so we know where it's coming from. The FBI is investigating. The Pentagon just said today we're trying to look for people who are experts. They're trying to figure this out. This is ridiculous. Absolutely. Greg, I tried to call you after the show last night. Also, I think SMU handles Clemson thoroughly. Did you leave a message, Kerry Goldnose? Because were you able to leave a message? Thank you for the super chat, Kerry. I see. I do not have a. Hold on. I'm going to have to check that, Kerry Goldnose. I actually do not see a message. I'm not sure if my message is even working. Let me tell you. Let me put down. Okay, let me do it this way. Let me give you my non-work. What is my non-work? I don't even know. I think it's this. Hold on. Give this a try. Give that a try. Kerry Goldnose. Contact me at flugempire@gmail.com. No, I'm not going to put my real phone number in the chat. I got a couple different accounts. Email, flugempire@gmail.com. Yeah, I know. Minnesota just routed Michigan. The shots on goal was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Daniel, what are you talking about here? The exact replica of the F-35, a twin engine? So as long as the sedan-sized drones, maybe we're okay. But when the bus-sized drones come out, we should panic. I don't know about the word panic. But, you know, just to scoff at it and say everything's under control. No, not everything's under control. I don't think we know what the hell's going on. I do not think we know what the hell is going on. And then you should put lyrics to the X-Files theme song and then you can sing it. The Chinese J-35. Okay, I'll check it out. Then you've got, I don't remember what her name is, Congresswoman Mace or Case, or she comes out of a skiff today with Arrow and she says something to the effect of, yeah, Arrow, you know, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on up in the air, all these drones, and a lot of it is explainable. Some of it is not. And then she says something to the effect of, there are shapes that are unexplained. Like we see particular shapes of crafts in the sky that is unexplained. We can't explain. We do not have a resolution to them. But this is classified, just came out of a skiff, can't go any more details than that. And I think one of the shapes is the orbs, right? Because us humans, for us to get something to fly, we need to be able to create lift. We need propulsion. We need wings. We need surface air. We need to be out. We only got a couple of different ways to create lift. Or we create a rocket, and the propulsion system is obvious. When you got an orb or a circular something in the air, and it's moving against the wind, and you rule out balloon, those are the things that they cannot explain. So, physics and gravity gets this every time. Well, especially for the fat guy in Minnesota, Vince. Gravity gets me every time. Nancy Mace, there it is. So we don't know what the hell's going on. I was hoping one of you guys knew what was going on. Minnesota is a hockey powerhouse. A hockey powerhouse that almost always crushes the hearts of the Golden Gophers by the end of the season. A powerhouse that does not win enough championships. It's absolutely ridiculous. But then again, the Gopher hockey team usually has the best 18 and 19-year-olds in college hockey competing against 22, 23, 24-year-olds. So that is the excuse. But again, it breaks our heart. Yes. Clearly Porto related. Could be coming in and out of portals. Well, okay, I'm going to ask you this question. Rock and Rant, I'm going to ask you this question. Why can't we know where these drones land? Why can't we follow them? It's the same thing that happened in 2019. What was that naval ship off the coast of San Diego? They were swarmed by drones for night after night after night. It's never a one-night situation. They couldn't bring these drones down. There were bright lights out in the middle of the ocean. These drones using all this energy. You know, it's difficult for a drone to stay up in the air for 3 or 4 hours when it has an incredible bright light. They're out in the middle of the ocean, and these drones finally go away in this naval ship, along with other naval ships that have this 360-degree radar that can spot something hundreds of miles away. Anything that is approaching the naval ship, they know where it is because of the satellites, and they can't track where these drones are going. They disappear. I tell you what, if it's the Chinese or the Russians, we are absolutely screwed. Absolutely screwed. Okay, all right, okay. Enough with that. I gotta get the all right. 21-0. Absolute blowout. Boise State. They're SEC drones. Power 2 drones. Head and shoulders above the other league's drones. I guess that's why, Vince. I guess that's why we don't see any of these drones flying in Minnesota, because they forgot about us. So, New Jersey, that's Rutgers country. No mariachis tonight. Nope, these games are not competitive. These games are not competitive. No mariachi music. No mariachi music. Boise State. They are knocking on the door. We're going to open up the phone lines. Opening up the phone lines here. Kerry Gold knows. I hope you got my email. I hope you got my email in the chat room. Let's open up the phone lines. Talk college football or anything else. 763-260-1333. 763-260-1333. I got a feeling that my beloved Golden Gophers are going to be playing the Virginia Tech Hokies in Charlotte on December 3rd in the Mayo Bowl. I don't think that's official yet, but I think that is where it's heading to. I do not know where Rutgers is going to be. Keep chopping. Greg Sankey wants all the drone slots. Charlotte, North Carolina. I think the Gophers are heading there. I could be wrong. Okay, here's the thing, though. I hate to say it, but it could be some form of new terrorist attack. Maybe, but maybe it's psychological terror. Psychological. I mean, people, look, but terrorists usually don't, flash lights and tell you. But this is, the people of the UK, the people around those installations, they're fed up with this. They got police roaming the streets, trying to figure out who's launching these drones. They're getting this loud noise, these drone signs, a drone flying over. And now the people of New Jersey, I mean, after a while, if you're a person in that community, every night people are going out looking at these things. It's the drones are here to spread the ESPN mind virus. Thank you, Kerry Gold Knows. I do appreciate your generosity once again. Thank you so very much. Well, then they're being successful. But let me ask you a question, Kerry. Why, if that is the case, if these drones are ESPN drones spreading the SEC virus, why do they pick Rutgers? Why do they pick New Jersey? And where are they going next? Thank you, Kerry Gold Knows. I appreciate it so very much. Daniel, thank you, Kerry Gold Knows. Maybe it is. Maybe it is the virus. Daniel, why would advanced intelligence need navigation lights at all? Well, here is the theory on that. Daniel Montcastle, Mr. Hoosier, who is waiting patiently. Daniel is waiting patiently for that Sunday selection show to show where Indiana, where they're going to go, who are they going to play, where are they going to be seated. Exciting times in Bloomington, exciting times at Indiana. This is the theory, Daniel. This is the theory on why advanced intelligence need navigation lights at all. This is the theory. UFO, UAP can... Wait a second. That's not the theory. Hold on. Here it is. The theory which is now gaining traction is non-human intelligence is now doing bi-directional mimicry with the drones. Bi-directional mimicry. Basically, they are mimicking us. They are attempting to keep us from blowing up the world in a nuclear war. That's why they go over nuclear facilities and whatever. directional mimicry. MIMICRY. I know it all sounds crazy, but there's got to be an answer somewhere. There it is. UK is the birthplace of soccer. New Jersey, via Rutgers, is the birthplace of football. There is the connection, ladies and gentlemen. Jose have got it all figured out. By the way, you can give us a call here at Peek Around the Corner. Talk college football, 763-260-1333. I hope the evil badger, Ryan Willie, is okay, because of the Jeff Grimes hire, the offensive coordinator of Kansas, hired by Wisconsin. And if you check the Wisconsin Badgers message boards, very upset fan base.
Call from
Ray.
Ray is on the line. The floor is yours. Thanks for calling, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah, hi, Greg. First-time caller. I just wanted to first thank you for everything you do. I really enjoy your show.
Appreciate it, my man. Thank you.
Hey, I had a question on, I don't think this has come up recently, but in the spring and the summer, you were talking about, North Carolina was going to try and sue like Florida State and Clemson, that they would have trouble because of the North Carolina regents. And I just wondered now, I don't think you've talked about it, but if they went the dissolution route, is that something that the regents would have to approve too, or could North Carolina do that on their own, and that wouldn't be an obstacle for dissolution?
Well, first of all, it's the Board of Governors. The Board of Regents,
okay.
The Board of Regents, which makes most of the decisions at the University Chapel Hill, like most Board of Regents do at universities. The Board of Regents at UNC does not have the power to litigate, initiate litigation, to sue, to go into negotiations. They don't have the power to do anything. So under the dissolution theory, which, look, everybody I talk to say it's crazy, but now that crazy theory once again is alive, that would have to be approved by the Board of Governors. It would. For North Carolina to vote on the dissolution of the ACC, because that affects the Public University of North Carolina State. Now, in accordance to this crazy theory, for North Carolina, and what's really driving this is North Carolina and other ACC schools among the Magnificent Seven, they want to double down on themselves. They want to be able to have the same option that the Big 12 does have in reaching out and taking advantage of private equity and all the connections that private equity gives you in a partnership, just like NBA franchises do, just like NFL franchises do. Well, to have that option, to go get those connections, to have the option to pull the trigger on that, like the Big 12 does, the ACC might have to dissolve itself. And that is why this is getting some... People are talking about this crazy option. But for North Carolina to do it, they would have to get the Board of Governors approval. And by the way, the person that talked to us said that Duke would be the 8th member of the dissolution, so they would be a part of it. So I think the Board of Governors, even though Duke is a private institution, the Board of Governors would probably, if they're going to allow North Carolina to vote for the dissolution of the ACC, they would probably say, well, Duke's not one of our constituents, but you better include them, right? So for political reasons.
Right.
Yeah. So so to answer your question, if this crazy thing happens, the Board of Governors has got to be would be the big hurdle. And that is one of the reasons why for this to happen, North Carolina would have to lead the way, because that's probably the biggest hurdle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all I wondered. I hadn't heard you bring up that aspect of it yet when it came to disillusionment. So appreciate it.
All right. Anything else, sir?
No, I do. Well, one day I do agree that when I first saw the brackets last week, my first thought was Ohio State would play Tennessee on Friday night, and Notre Dame will play Alabama on Saturday night. So ESPN gets both the big brands in the prime time window.
You are either on something or onto something, and I think you're onto something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You got
Well, thanks. Have a good
call
night.
again, sir. Please call again.
I will.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Great call.
Bye.
Yeah, if you missed it, we were told that the obviously it's not official because
from.
Rick, can you hold on for one moment, please?
Oh, sure can.
Just want to finish what my thought was here. We brought in a little bit of nugget of information at the start of this watch party, Boise State versus UNLV, and obviously it's not official because we don't know who's going to play in the 8th or 9th seed game. But we were told that the chalk for that Friday night, December 20th game, there's 3 games going to be played on December 21st, Saturday. There's going to be 1 playoff game played Friday night, December 20th. The chalk is Tennessee at Ohio State for that Friday night game. If that holds, if the seeding holds, if that game holds, it's going to be Tennessee at Ohio State on a Friday night. So we could be watching a Friday night home game at the Shoe, which I don't think any of us thought would ever happen. Anyways, go ahead, sir. The floor is yours, Rick. Thanks for calling.
Oh, we'll be quick. I just wanted to help you with your drone problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The 2 words. Salt typhoon.
Who?
Salt. S-A-L-T, like table salt?
Yes.
Salt typhoon.
Okay, so that's a major military drone?
Google it.
Yeah, I've had somebody mention that to me before. What is a salt typhoon? A security expert explains to Chinese hackers and their attack on the U.S. telecommunications networks. Cyber attack dubbed Salt Typhoon. I guess I really never read into it, but people have sent me this.
Read deep.
A Salt Typhoon is not just targeting Americans.
Oh, no, it's a worldwide breach.
Exploited technical vulnerabilities and some of the cybersecurity. So you think these drones are Chinese drones that are doing the work of Salt Typhoon?
No, I think exactly what's been reported, that the security system has been breached.
Oh, we can't do anything against common drones. Is that what you're thinking?
Correct. Correct.
Well, there's a problem with that. And that is in the UK right now, there are common women and men who cannot get their drones off the air because they're doing the jamming system constantly. But yet these drones can fly and we don't know where they're going. Now, what we don't know where they're going is that maybe is part of the, if that's true, we are absolutely screwed. Right?
Well, it's not a good thing when it's reported. I mean, it's not even a matter of being in doubt. It's happened. And if you read all the reputable reporting on Salt Typhoon, you'll know that it's a problem that needs immediate solving.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a Reuters article on it from 2 days ago, with U.S. senators vow action after briefing on Chinese Salt Typhoon telecom hacking.
I'm going to have to read that. I am way behind on that, to tell you that right now.
FBI,
Somebody has sent me that, but I didn't bother reading it, I guess.
FBI, FCC, NSC, among agencies that brief senators. They've got better things to do.
Yeah.
But the extent of the breach isn't fully understood by the people who should understand it.
Yeah, it's a bit scary, isn't it? And that could be leading to our feebleness against these drones then.
Don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. All right, man. Anything else?
No. I just think they're connected.
Yeah, you could be right. It's a better answer than I've given. I tell you that. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the call.
Yeah, bye.
You got it. Better answer than I've given. None of my theories make sense. By the way, Army 28, Tulane 7. I do think if Tulane's quarterback, Darren Mensa, goes in the portal, he's going to get a lot of interest. That guy, he's got a chance to be a great one. He's not quite there yet. But if you watch him during the year, if you watch Tulane football, every week I look at the highlights. I'm looking at these, watch this game against Kansas State. You could tell he was just starting to come out. Darren Mensa, now he might stay at Tulane. If he stays at Tulane, again, it all comes down to their. Here's the thing: so much is going to happen in the next 72 hours or 48 hours. If you got Tulane's head coach John Summerall, who we still believe is the number one target at North Carolina, unless Bill Belichick has stolen it. But John Summerall is also a target for UCF. If John Summerall leaves, Darren Mensa, he's going to get a lot of interest. Another quarterback that's going to get a lot of interest in the portal. I haven't heard if he's going to, after this game, but my goodness. It's a travesty that Army won't qualify for the playoff. If they wouldn't have gotten blown out by Notre Dame, they would have a chance to get in, but they got absolutely destroyed. So, but yeah, Army, fantastic season. Fantastic season. And it's Army versus Navy. And next Saturday, Army versus Navy. Boise State up 21-0. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Boise State is driving once again. Boise State is driving towards the number 4 seed or the number 3 seed. They don't play every year. Now, keep chopping. Army needs to stop being a sacrifice to Notre Dame. Navy and Notre Dame play every year, but not Army Notre Dame. Not Army Notre Dame. Nuclear bombs aren't really a good thing, and that's 80-year-old technology. How good is Notre Dame? I think Notre Dame is excellent. I know they lost to Northern Illinois, but they are playing too good. It's just like it's my same defense of Indiana. Indiana played way too good this year, guys. Not to be good. Indiana played way too good not to be good. Notre Dame has played way too good not to be good. The schedule argument is not everything. It's important, but it's not everything. It isn't. Jacksonville State is up 45-12. We do not have a close game tonight. Not one close competitive game. Boise State 21-0. Genty just broke a tackle. First down, Boise State. Genty with the catch out of the backfield. Breaks a tackle, runs over somebody. My goodness. Playoff time. Ashton Genty going to be playing in the college football playoffs. Army 28, Tulane 7. Jacksonville State 45, Western Kentucky 12. Boise State is up by 3 touchdowns. Give us a call here. Phone lines are open, guys. Phone lines are open. Why not? Why not? We're just talking, guys. We're just talking. Played way too good not to be good. Absolutely. Absolutely. The genius of the fat guy from Minnesota. Jamie Thornton. I would love to see Boise State win it all.
Oh my God!
Madsen, well, that's a good throw, man. That is an excellent throw. If Madsen throws like that in the playoffs, wow. Excellent throw. Well, tonight has gone pear-shaped, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow, I think we're going to get some good. Some good games, right? Let's take a look at the games tomorrow. $12 noon Eastern Time, 11 o'clock Central Time, the Big 12 Championship game. Arizona State, Iowa State. Boom, right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. And we are going to be live here at Peek Around the Corner. We're going to be live. Arizona State, Iowa State. Ohio and Miami, the Bobcats, the Redhawks. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock Eastern Time. 3 o'clock Central Time. Georgia, the Bulldogs versus the Longhorns for the SEC Championship game. Later on in the evening, Marshall versus Louisiana for the Sun Belt Championship, and then, oh my goodness, the Nittany Lions, Oregon, Penn State, the Ducks, Big Ten Championship game, the number 1 seed versus the number 3 seed. At the same time, we're going to be watching both games. It's going to be crazy here at PATC. SMU, the Mustangs, versus the Clemson Tigers. The winner will get an automatic berth to the playoffs. If Clemson loses, they're out. If SMU loses, are they out? If SMU loses, are they out? It depends probably on the game. Some of you say absolutely they're out. Some of you say they're absolutely in. Pretty no girl. So can we finally say Boise is a quality loss for SMU? Iowa State 28, Arizona State 3. Wow. Stormy Cyclone, I'm impressed with Boise. More than a running back. Jamie watched the Boise-Oregon game, and Boise looked like the better team. Stephen Clark has a theory. Different dimension. Angels and demons. Important question for you, Greg. Yes, Jamie. What is your question? If Texas blows out Georgia by 3 scores, Jamie, you're trying to what Jamie Thornton is doing, what Mrs. Razorback is doing, is pouring a bunch of gasoline. She's lighting a match, and she's about to throw the match into the pile of wood with all the gasoline. She's about to ignite something here. I'm going to read the comment. If Texas blows out Georgia by 3 scores and SMU loses by a last-second field goal, what happens if they keep both Georgia and Bama in but leave out SMU? I'm more scared of that scenario, Jamie, than I am of the drones flying over Langley, over the UK, and over New Jersey. I am more scared of the scenario that you just laid out. It's not going to be a pretty sight. It's going to be hopefully it doesn't happen. I don't have Jamie, I think the whole world explodes if that happens. Bean says, don't worry, Georgia beats Texas again. Yeah, it'll be bad, Jamie. It'll be bad. Oh! UNLV down to the 2. Wow! That is a 90-yard run. A 90-yard run by UNLV. From deep in their own territory all the way down to about the 4-yard line. That is about a 90-yard run. First and goal. The Rebels. They got to punch it in here. Wow. They'll send in the drones. My question is who will send in the drones? Sankey, of course. Sankey, Sankey's probably the one who's sending all these drones all over the place. Second and goal, UNLV. They need a touchdown. A field goal does absolutely nothing. By the way, VC Knoll, you got to be feeling good about your new defensive coordinator. I've been talking about him. Tony White is excellent. The best news that Florida State, in my opinion, has received in a long time. Tony White, for the last year. Tony White is an excellent defensive coordinator. He produced that in Nebraska. The statistics show that he produced at Syracuse. The statistics show that he produced at Nebraska, but but some people bring up some slippage, whatever. That Cornhusker, now, I know the Seminoles offense was bad this year, but there was stretches that Nebraska's offense was brutal as well. Because the offensive line, terrible. The wide receivers, nah. And they were not using their running backs. And Dylan Raiola was a true freshman quarterback. That offense put that Nebraska defense in such bad spots. And then the year before, Nebraska's defense was really good. So Tony White is a great defensive coordinator. You can tell when teams are confused. I remember opening night 2023, the Gophers versus Nebraska. It was played in Minneapolis. Gophers ended up winning that game because Nebraska's offense turned the ball over a few times at the end of the game. But Tony White's defense had Minnesota completely confused with that 3-3-5. And of course, they don't always run the 3-3-5 package. They go to 4-2-5 just like everybody else. 4 down linemen, but they will go to a 3-3. Front 6. 3 linebackers. A lot. So it's going to be interesting to see the transformation and the Florida State turnover and downs. VC Knoll, ecstatic about the last 6 days. Absolutely. Now, you guys, the Seminoles, you got rid of your linebacker coach, correct? You're going to get a new linebacker coach, I'm sure. Got it. Okay. Yeah, because Tony White uses a lot of linebackers. And by the way, if you noticed, Nebraska lost their best linebacker right after White left. So, okay. VC, no, it hasn't been announced, but yes. Okay, let's see if there's any news that we have missed. Anybody else going in the portal? Freshman receiver Davon Hall of Nebraska has entered the portal. And we showed this earlier in the program. Freshman All-American, 2024 All-American team. You got a couple Colorado Buffaloes on the O-line, Seton and Cleveland. So the Buffaloes establishing a pretty impressive offensive line for next year. They're going to have that new big-time recruit quarterback that they're going to probably play as a true freshman. Quarterback DJ Lagway, Florida, beats out Dylan Raiola for the quarterback spot on the All-American team. Ryan Williams, Cam Coleman, and Jeremiah Smith, chalk. Those three wide receivers are going to be superstars next year in college football. And of course, you have safety, KJ Bolden, Georgia. True freshman All-American safety. So there is a list for your true freshman All-American. 21-0 Boise State. No good games going on right now, which really hasn't happened to us this year. The UTEP edge rusher, true freshman All-American, Duhan. Taytown Hawk says he's probably going to be in the portal. And a North Texas offensive lineman also was a true freshman. The Louisiana Monroe true freshman. I'll put up the list again here. Ahmad Hardy, along with Isaac Brown, who was sensational for Louisville. You know, I haven't heard of any of those names yet going in the portal. I have not heard of any of them. Not yet. You know, Duhan, if he goes in the portal, he's going to get a lot of money. So I don't know what UTEP's going to do. I don't know. Maybe they don't have a chance to gather up and give him the money. We'll see. 21-0 Boise State. We have routes all over the place. We got 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Jacksonville State has defeated Western Kentucky 52-14. I believe that is the final score. Rich Rodriguez, West Virginia. Is Mr. Rodriguez, is he coming home? Is he coming home? not official yet. Mariachi can't be played, though. No competitive football games. No competitive football games. Can't play it. It's not official, Jamie. Nowhere near official. Nope. Rich Rodriguez, he's got support. He's got people saying, no. We don't want him here. We think he's number one. He's been on our number one on our hot board list since day one, since hours after Neil Brown was fired. We still got John Summerall, number one on the North Carolina hot board list. Purdue, we've got Chuck Martin, along with Jason Candle, along with Tyson Helton, all those three. And, of course, Barry Odom for UNLV. Those four for the Purdue job. For UCF, it's quite confusing, to be honest. Jamie Chadwell, we don't think he's on the list. Scott Frost, we do think he's on the list. Tyson Helton, we do think he's even on the list. But UCF and John Summerall is on North Carolina and UCF list. That's what we believe. Now, Tulane is getting their doors blown off, but John Summerall, chief fan, he wants Rich Rod. We'll see what happens. The wild thing is players, Rocket Rant, the wild thing is players from teams in playoff teams are already announced in the portal. Yeah, guys who have not been on the field. But yeah, that is a little crazy. No question about it. I got to fix something here. Hold on. I got to get rid of that. Boise State's going to have the ball. This game's a blowout, 21-0. It's exactly what Boise State needed to do to secure their first round bye. Does anybody disagree with me in the chat that Boise State's not going to get a first round bye? It's okay if you disagree. The phone lines are open. 763-260-1333. Kerry Golden Nose, thank you so much for the incredible super chat once again. Greg, any watch parties tomorrow? I'll email you later. So you did get my email. Good. Yes. Um, 4 o'clock Eastern time. We're going to be coming on live to start with the SEC championship game. The title of the watch party is Championship Games Watch Party, because we're going to use that one stream to do the SEC, the Big Ten, the ACC, and everything in between. So that one stream is going to go 4 o'clock Eastern time to whatever it needs to, midnight, whatever. So we're going to be on the air continuously. Now, the issue is I might come on just like tonight where I had to pick up the wife from work. The wife is working a morning shift. I might have to pick her up. I do have to pick her up 15 minutes before SEC kickoff. So what I might do is turn on a live stream like I did today, bolt out of here, bring her back, be here at the start of kickoff for SEC. But whatever. from the time I get back in the studio around 4 o'clock Eastern time, the kickoff of the SEC championship game. We are not getting off the air until at least midnight, 1 in the morning, whatever. So that's our watch parties. Having said that, I might come on before all that for the Arizona State-Iowa State Big 12 championship game. I want to do that as well. So it's going to be a long day here at Peek Around the Corner. It's going to be a long, glorious day. College football sickos are going to be coming here watching college football. That is our plan for tomorrow, Kerry Go Knowles. We're going to be on. Chief fan, thank you so much, Kerry Go Knowles, for your incredible generosity, for your incredible kindness. Thank you so very much. Who the favorite to take the West Virginia job? Rich Rodriguez. We have said that from day one. May be wrong. We may be wrong. Chief fan says, yes, I disagree. The Big 12 deserves the bye. Annie, the only way Boise gets a first round bye if Oregon loses, but if they win, no. Interesting. Tyler Brown, Boise State is going to get a bye. They are a 4 seed or maybe a 3 seed of more chaos. Steve, I won't disagree with you, but I disagree with the CFP committee regarding Boise State and getting a bye. Ray, the bye is a lock. The bye is a lock. Chief fan, the Big 12 deserves the bye over Boise State. Boise State doesn't deserve the bye over the Big 12 champion. Tyler Brown, I can understand the Big 12 being upset about Boise getting the bye. Stormy Cyclone, big day tomorrow. You better have a couple of cheeseburgers. Stormy Cyclone, big day. Hey, you got the big day tomorrow. You've got the big day tomorrow. Matt Campbell, the Cyclone fan base, you have been building towards this for a very long time. This is the Iowa State Cyclones moment. I don't even know what Stormy Cyclone, you got to get up tomorrow. You should be in bed. You should be in bed, Stormy Cyclone. Unless you can't fall asleep. Which I don't blame you. Stormy Cyclone, you're going to be tossing and turning. I hope they have the energy to get over the top. One more game, Stormy. One more game. And Arizona State doesn't have their great wide receiver. Tyson is out. 75 catches on the year. 1 million yards on the year. 1 million touchdowns on the year. That production is out. I think their next wide receiver had like 30-some catches. Stack that line. Slow down Scattaboo.
Call from
Mr. Pinball.
Mr. Pinball, the floor is yours. Thanks for calling again, sir. I do appreciate it. Go ahead, sir.
You bet. It's great to talk to you, Greg. Happy postseason.
Yes.
Or in my case, as a Jayhawk fan, happy next season.
Yeah. Well, that's 90% of us. Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you what, it was the most fun I've ever had watching college football, watching the Big 12 this year.
Yeah.
I have to say that I really appreciate the ESPN announcers that we had, because they really analyzed the game, where sometimes when you watch Big Ten SEC games, all they do is sit there and gush about the players and stuff. Like a guy falls down and the fumble comes right to him, and they're like praising him for planning to lay down in time to catch the ball or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it is.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
So anyway, first of all, let's do it again next year. Whole thing.
Got it. Yes.
Second, well, actually, I got 3 questions for you tonight.
Yep.
Now that you've kind of seen how the playoffs work, where are we at as far as if Notre Dame is going to make the college playoffs, what is their maximum number of losses they can take?
I don't think there is one, because it all depends on what's happening around you, right?
Sure.
There's nothing that happens in a silo, right? It's all carnage. More carnage means teams with more losses can make it.
So it's not a matter of it being over under Alabama's loss total. It's just
it's
whatever
relative to everything else that's going on. So I can't put a number on it. I will defend. But I will, and I know I get trashed a lot on this. And I'm not an Irish fan. I'm nobody fan except my Golden Gophers. I do defend Notre Dame's seeding, which is going to be 5 or 6. I do defend it. In relative to everything else that's gone on around them, I do defend that seeding. But go ahead, sir.
I can see that. I can see that. But if next year it's a 4-loss Notre Dame team, are they in the conversation?
Probably not. Highly unlikely. Almost a 99.99% chance no.
If it's a 3-loss Notre Dame team, are
they could be. It all depends on their losses and what is happening around them. I haven't checked their schedule. I don't know if they're going to have, big wins. What are your bad losses? They had one really incredibly bad loss this year, which left them vulnerable. Left them unbelievably vulnerable. But then they went on and won all their games, and a lot of them they won them handedly. They covered the spread in almost every game. So I don't know the answer. Just depends on what happens around them.
Yeah, I think I just had too bitter of a football season. I felt like if my team hadn't underperformed early, we would be one of the teams right there at the end.
Yes.
And so I feel a little jaded trying to decide how much I think the college playoff is going the way I think it should go.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like, like Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame, Alabama, Georgia, if they don't have more than 3 losses, they're always going to be in. That's kind of how it's feeling to me this year.
Yeah, the Alabama thing bothers me a lot. Not because it's Alabama. Huh?
I'm glad to hear you say that. I think everybody should feel that.
I have said that. And it's not because it's Alabama, the logo on their helmet. It's because I could understand the Alabama argument if they would have lost to Oklahoma by a field goal. Having their 3rd loss. That Vanderbilt loss is not a good one, even though Vanderbilt had a pretty good team, 6-6 competitive. Other teams have had that type of loss, right? And they lost, and the other, but their 3rd loss of the season was a 24-3 loss. Alabama didn't score a touchdown. They got blown the doors off. They looked horrible. So this 3-loss Alabama team, I wished, and I'm thinking back on it, I wish that South Carolina had not played Alabama this year, because the head-to-head thing gave Alabama a lift over South Carolina.
But see, I think some of this head-to-head stuff is a little bit junky, because the teams at the beginning of the year are not the teams at the end of the year. The teams that are on the win streaks at the end of the year, those are the teams that have become very good football teams. That, I think, should have put South Carolina ahead of Miss and Alabama, because if you've won one of your last 3 games or 2 of your last 3 games, but somebody else has won 10 in a row, 6 in a row, even though regardless of the competition, that's a team that's come into its own. It's ready to fight. It's ready to go.
Yeah.
And those are the teams I kind of wish would be in the playoffs over, somebody, BYU beat SMU like first game of the season or something. That one doesn't really matter anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say this. If Alabama goes in the playoffs, they're going to be the 11th seed. The precedent has been set or reset that head-to-head, and it is in the criteria. So,
yeah.
Okay, so it is listed in there, plain and simple. So, as long as they are consistent, where the head-to-head gives you the lift over the other team that has the same record as you, that everything else, South Carolina matches Alabama, except South Carolina doesn't have as bad as loss as Alabama, and they've been playing better than Alabama, but they got beat by Alabama early in the season. And by the way, South Carolina got absolutely screwed in the LSU game. But the precedent has been set. So if we come back next year and Alabama has the same record, let's say it's 10-2 with another SEC opponent or a non-conference opponent, and Alabama might have a little bit of an edge here, a little bit of an edge there, but that 10-2 or 9-3 team, let's say they both have the same record, if that other team beat Alabama, if they had the head-to-head advantage, well, then they better not have Alabama ahead of that team, right?
I hear.
So that is what I'm looking for the future.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm saying, like, I know it's just the first year. We got to give it a couple years to play to see what the rules, if the rules are really the rules. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But along those same lines, it feels like going forward, ACC and Big 12 teams have to have one or fewer losses to get more than one team into the playoffs. Right?
If they, again, it goes back to these polls early in the season. If they do not, and Daniel Montcastle has said this a couple of times in the chat room, if they don't have a high-rated team at the beginning of the year,
that's true.
It affects it. This is what I think. I think when all this is over with, I think that Yormark and Phillips, this is just speculation on my part, but I think they should, and probably will, give Petiti and Sankey a call and say, you know that proposal of 3322, 33221 that we turned down? Can we have that offer again on the table? And then I think the ACC and Big 12 will accept it.
Maybe. I don't know if they'll give up 4, though. I think they want the 4-4.
I think they do, too. But but in the perspective of Sankey, the perception of Yormark and Phillips, if they can get that 3-3-2-2, I think they would,
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I
mean, it's just disappointing because I think it's going to be hard. The Big 12 ate each other up all year. Whoever wins tomorrow and goes on, they're going to graduate some important pieces off those teams. They're not going to be highly ranked next year because in the 10-minute eye test that the national media throws on them, it won't put them in the top 10 next year. I don't know if there's a top 10 team in the Big 12 next year because they're also even. What they want to see is they want to see that what I'll call old style conference with a couple of diamonds on the top that they can easily say, oh, these are the best teams in the conference, right? And then they don't have that anymore in the ACC, and they don't have that anymore in the Big 12 to point at. So I think that's really kind of setting those two conferences up for a tough postseason. I'll just put it that way.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
And I know this is an impossible question because we're in the portal season and everything. But who, if you had to put your chips in the middle of the table, who would you put as not necessarily your pick, but the consensus pick out there, Big 12 media, national media, who is going to be the highest ranked Big 12 team in the AP poll and all these publications? Who's going to be the this year, going into this year, was Utah, right? But who's going to be the number one consensus pick going into 2025?
I'm going to say Utah again, because I really think it was injuries that kept them out, right? If they can reload over the summer through the portal and stuff, then it's going to end up being Utah again. But, who's going to win it next year? I mean, by tradition, you have to pick Oklahoma State, right? I mean, it's crazy. It's a crazy conference. There's a parity. It's so great.
I think...
or Colorado. I don't know what the reload is.
See, the thing is Colorado's probably going to go with the true freshman. I think it might be Arizona State if they can kind of. I don't know who they got behind Scadaboo, but Scadaboo's leaving. He's done, and that's a big loss. But they're going to have Tyson back. They're going to have Sam Levitt back. So it might be Arizona State. Kansas could be up there because, Jalen Daniels coming back. I don't think it's going to be Colorado. Maybe it is. That offensive line, they got 2 true freshman All-Americans on the O-line, which is ridiculous. But they're going to have a true freshman quarterback, I think.
Yeah, no, I think I can give you a better answer in a couple months, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I got one more for you, and then I'll let you go. I appreciate the time. One more. If we were to end up with a national champion who did not participate in their conference championship game, does that take some of the luster off of it?
No, I don't think so.
Because if those championship teams beat each other up, if they come out of those games with injuries and somebody can sneak in there, does that really make them a national champion?
I don't think it takes the luster off.
You don't?
No.
I feel like that would sting.
It might, but you're playing for the opportunity to get a bye, so they're gonna, I don't think so. I mean, we've had that before. We've had teams win the national championship that did not win their conference. Ohio State won the national championship.
Well, that was COVID year, though, wasn't it?
Well, 2014. I don't think the Buckeyes.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think so. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
I mean, come on. I mean, okay. Let's just be real here. I love the rankings. I love the seedings and all that. But if you look at the top 6 teams in the poll, you got to believe our national champion's in there. One of those 6 teams. So it'll sort itself out, right?
I agree with you, except I think that Georgia. I still think that Georgia can make a run, even if they lose to Texas. They're not going to be in the top 6. So,
gotcha.
But I'm not going to look. Arizona State or Iowa State, Indiana, incredible season. I mean, who knows, baby? Who knows? These teams have done so many good things throughout the season. Sure. They can put things together. CJ West. I mean, there's so many good players on these other teams. They could do it. It's going to be wild. It's going to be absolutely wild.
I think it's going to be crazy. I'm totally good with it. I think this did have the effect of making the regular season games so much more important. And, we've been kind of watching some playoff football for the last 3 weeks, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
So I think this is doing I think that's why this has been like the most fun college football season I can remember since I was actually enrolled. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I'm ready to watch the games tomorrow. I'm excited for the Big 12 championship. I'm really pulling for them to get that first round bye. But if they don't, I would like Arizona State to play Penn State, I think, and then have Boise in the next round. I think that might be.
That's interesting. That's interesting. So that would be a 5-12. So you think Notre Dame would get the 6th, Alabama, Notre Dame, which very well could happen. Arizona State going up to Happy Valley on the December 21st game. Somebody go check. No, we're 15 days out, right? You'd have to do the 21 day. Somebody see if they can get a projection of the weather in Happy Valley.
Those guys are terrible after 72 hours anymore.
Yeah,
you know
yeah. So
interesting. I think I'm gonna. Here's what I really think that the teams will play in their championship games, but nobody playing in a championship game is going to slide when they lose by more than a slot or two.
I agree.
I really think they're going to value those. Yeah,
absolutely.
So I think we're pretty much looking at the bracket as it's going to be. It's going to be really close to what it is.
Yep, I agree.
All right, man.
All right.
Great talking to you.
Yeah, appreciate it, sir. Thank you so very much.
You bet. Take care. Let's do it again next year.
Call again, sir.
You bet. Take care, Greg.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
I'm a little bit behind here. Touchdown, UNLV. 9 minutes to go. Down 14. Boise State, of course, they want to win this game. They want to win the Mountain West Conference Championship. They want that automatic berth. But they also want to win this game as much as possible. 14-point victory is pretty good. They want to keep it that way. They don't want UNLV scoring again. There's a game within the game going on here. Game within the game. I do apologize. I got a little bit behind here. Ricky Tungate, Mr. Hoosier, thank you so much for your incredible generosity. Greg, I will try to catch you tomorrow. I'm at work now. Wife has plans for tomorrow, yes? Yeah. Well, it sounds like your wife plans mean you can watch our show tomorrow, which is good for us. And I appreciate it, Ricky Tungate. I do appreciate it so very much. I hope you can still hear us at work. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you so much. Ricky Tungate, Daniel Montcastle, Hoosiers and the PATC family. I tell you what, man. I don't know how you guys are going to get to sleep Saturday night. Sunday is the selection show. You know you are in. But you're thinking about your matchups. Who are you going to be playing? Who are you going to be playing? Wow. And then, of course, during, like if Indiana believes they're going to be playing Georgia, then you're going to be watching Georgia against Texas. You're going to be watching the injuries. Of course, you don't want anybody injured, but people are going to get nicked up. And my goodness. Indiana, Inside, thank you so much, Ricky Tungate, for your generosity. Preston from Greensboro, Inside Carolina, just posted a coaching update for Friday. Let me take a look at it. I'm not going to quite show you because it's behind a paywall, but I will be able to read you some good parts of it. Let me get to it, Preston from Greensboro. Thank you for the heads up. I do appreciate it. Thank you for your super chat. I'm going to get to it right now. Ricky Tungate, Mr. Hoosier, I want Notre Dame. Mr. Hoosier wants Notre Dame in South Bend. I wonder if Daniel Montcastle agrees with Mr. Tungate. Does Montcastle, does he want Notre Dame? Or does he want Georgia? Or what does he want? I don't know what he wants. Let us know. Touchdown UNLV. Okay, let me check real quick. Let me check the information here. How things stand Friday night. Since our scoop Thursday, the Carolina football coaching search has obviously gone national. Such is the impact of name Bill Belichick. Boise State has the ball. They're up 21-7. 9 minutes to go in the game. Here's where things stand between North Carolina and Belichick, as we understand the situation. There was a Zoom interview between Belichick and UNC search committee early in the week. It turned from a courtesy conversation into the birth of his full-fledged candidacy. The depth of preparation and detailed plan for what it would take to win a championship at UNC made a profound impact. North Carolina did indeed follow up its Zoom interview with Belichick early in the week by meeting him in New York City on Thursday. We were told that athletic director Bubba Cunningham, again, 2025 is going to be the year of the Bubba. The year of Bubba. That's what we believe here at Peek Around the Corner, and he's making a pretty flashy start here. And Chancellor Lee Roberts both made the trip to New York City to meet with Belichick. UNC has discussed contract structure, financial details, ideas of a coaching staff, potential length of the tenure, and succession plan. However, our sources have both refuted the reports of a guaranteed succession plan of Belichick's son and expressed they would be shocked if Cunningham were to agree to that. Bubba Cunningham has not yet offered the job to Belichick. But Bill Belichick has put UNC on the clock to make a decision as he entertains other options. As of this writing, Cunningham still plans to meet with other candidates after the championship games. Tulane John Summerall, Jeff Munkin of Army, Iowa State Matt Campbell. Matt Campbell is the one main candidate that North Carolina has not spoken to directly yet, as he's wanted his sole focus to be on the biggest games of his career, with the birth of the college football playoff on the line. Cunningham, and this is the PATC money shot of Inside Carolina's update on the coaching search. Bubba Cunningham is under growing pressure to choose Belichick. And that is not in reference to the national media groundswell, though that has been unprecedented for a Carolina football coaching search. Support has been growing in Carolina circles among the committee members of both boards. Both boards. That is the Board of Regents at Chapel Hill and the Board of Governors, right? And the football alums. But ultimately, all sources have affirmed that this is Cunningham's choice to make. The hope is to finalize the new hire and introduce him to the players at scheduled Sunday meeting. At a Sunday team meeting at the football center. The transfer portal opens on Monday. Woo! So, this is Friday, 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And they hope to finalize the new hire and introduce him to the players. Wow. 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 That's all I can keep saying. Bill Belichick might be a part of the PATC family, right? We don't talk NFL football here. We talk college football here. And Bill Belichick might be a part of that. Might be a part. We talked about how Bubba Cunningham has radical ideas this year. You know, Bill Belichick is asking, where are the resources? Well, I think we have an idea where part of those resources are going to come from. We shall see. We shall see. Look, UNLV's got the football again. 46-yard line of Boise State. Another first down. A couple broken tackles. UNLV is down at the Boise State's 27-yard line, and it is a first down. Whoops, that's not what was supposed to happen. Wow, there's drama everywhere. There is drama everywhere. Williams sacked. Williams sacked. Wow. Woo! Ray might be correct here. 2nd and 15. If UNLV scores a touchdown, we are playing the mariachi. We are playing the mariachi. 4 minutes to go. 21-7. No. I can do an executive, what do you call that? An executive order. An executive order. Yes. What's going on here? What's happening? Timeout. Woo, boy. Let me, hold on, guys. I apologize. I'm going to read a little bit. Hold on. I got another report. Let me see what's, Williams, a good run. It's going to be a manageable third down. Again, we have 4 down territory here, right? They got 2 downs to make the first down. UNLV trying to get this game within 7. Boise State trying to shut the door. We got an injury. We have an injury. Not many. It's really. Oh, we got 2 injuries. 2 guys are down for Boise State. Congratulations to Army. Unbelievable. Unbelievable season for Mr. Munkin. 11-1. Army goes 11-1. Wow. Wow, what a season. I wish my dad was here to watch that. He would be so happy. My goodness. Army versus Navy next week. Yep. I should not. Williams, 20, 10, down to the 7 of Boise State. I should not say Army's 11-1 yet. They're going to have to beat Navy to go 11-1. Williams, first down and goal. UNLV is trying to get within 7. UNLV is trying to get within 7. There's a flag. False start. 3:26 to go. Thank you all for joining us. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to our channel. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed our content tonight. We are going to be going live tomorrow a couple different times. We're going to try to come on live for the Iowa State Cyclones, Arizona State Sun Devils Big 12 championship game. We're probably going to go live for that. We're definitely going to end up going live 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock Eastern time until whenever. Early in the morning of the next day. It's going to be one live stream for the SEC, then the Big Ten and ACC championship games. So join us. Come on in. You can leave, come back in, go leave. We're going to be open all day tomorrow here at Peek Around the Corner. So join us for a watch party, championship watch party. 2nd and goal, empty backfield, heavy rush. Williams avoids the rush, but it does get knocked out of bounds. It's going to be 3rd and goal. Boise State is trying to hang on. Williams back to pass. No, Ricky White drops it. It's going to be 4th and goal. You're going to have to put it up in the end zone, Williams. You're going to have to put it up in the end zone. Jamie Thornton, UNLV, is going to regret that first drive, getting 1st and goal from Boise 4-yard line and getting nothing. Absolutely correct. Mr. Pinball, Greg, I forgot to get my name on the Holy Smokes Theater box seats waiting list. Can you do that for me? Got to see Summer of Bubba. You got it. Okay, here we go. 4th and goal. Williams back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. Shot puts. Incomplete. Boise State. The Broncos have won the Mountain West Conference Championship game. They are your Mountain West Conference champions. And I think they're going to get a bye. They're going to get the number 4 seed or the number 3 seed. I don't know how you can jump them. Again, Arizona State and Iowa State are 5 and 6 slots behind them. But we're going to find out. We're going to find out together. Sunday selection show. We are going to, we're going to shut this down here. We've been on the air for almost 4 hours. And we are going to be on the air for another 12 hours tomorrow. Please join us here at Peek Around the Corner. It is championship watch party weekend. And we've already had a fun, even though these games weren't very competitive. There's going to be a lot of drama tomorrow. So please join us. And I want to thank everybody who's come on in. The generosity shown to this channel, thank you so very much. Bill G, Stormy Cyclone, Preston from Greensboro, Carrie Gold Nose, Mr. Ricky Tungate, and I appreciate the phone calls that we got tonight. Incredible phone calls like always, and the comments in the chat room. And I also want to thank you all. We had to take off. I had to leave the studio, pick up the little general, bring her home. And I looked at the chat room, and you guys, nobody did nothing like, you all behaved yourselves. And I do appreciate that so very much. So I want to thank you all for joining us. We're going to see you tomorrow. The biggest day in college football throughout this season, until the playoffs. The playoffs are going to be wild. The playoffs are going to be absolutely wild, and we're going to be doing watch parties throughout all of that as well. So join us tomorrow. Until tomorrow, from all of us at College Football's Peek Around the Corner, to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.